Watch your fingers.
Good one, right? Sandy, the tables are turned today.
Yes, it is for a
Because
rare...
this is, I don't even want to lean
You're
on
allowed
it.
to put
I put a fingerprint
Here's the thing,
on it.
Wayne. I've put my hands on every one of your multi-million-dollar cars here.
I know, and I've secretly punched your little Sandy voodoo doll
that's
with,
okay.
with needles. And
You have
how's
the
your
ri-
left nut? Is that,
you have
is that
the
better now?
right-
Because I, on the voodoo doll, no.
You have the right to put your hands on any part of the car. I don't have anything to say about it because, A, I know you could fix it if you broke it, and B, it's fair play. Turnabout's fair play.
Okay.
Kind of like I'm talking shit about the 959. That's your favorite car, as far as I'm concerned, because you're the most sensitive about it. This is my car that I'm the most sensitive about, but I also take it with a grain of salt because British car. And if you ask me anything in particular about it, I'm going to answer, it's a British car. That's how it works.
All right. Okay. Fair enough. What the hell is this thing?
Well, this is 2000.
He's already stumped.
Well, I didn't know how to respond to that. I'm so used to being.
How do you
the other
respond?
side.
What is this thing?
2003 Aston Martin.
What is this thing?
DB7.
No, what is this thing?
Oh, a car. Aston Martin.
Oh, God. Can we cut this? A what car? Ivan gets it. What's your answer to every question and every problem we have with the car? It's a British car.
Oh,
God. Have you not had your coffee?
I'm just coming off of lunch. How am I going to know any of this stuff?
How many times do I have to feed it to him? All right. What is this?
A British car.
Thank
We're we're going to have to do some British car stuff to get it going. And
all right. What is this thing?
2003 Aston Martin. 2003.
I thought it was a 2002 a minute ago.
You heard wrong.
Okay.
That's clearly you. 2003 Aston Martin DB7 GT.
And you bought this car new?
I bought it in 2005, I believe, brand new, old stock, because they had come out with the DB9s in that period, and they wanted to clear these out.
So you have been the only owner of this car?
Only owner.
Okay, so when you buy a new car in California or a car in California, they take the paperwork and they print it out, all that stuff, whatever, and then they take a temporary little ID badge and they put it on the front windshield of your car. This is obviously the temporary badge has been here
21 years.
21 years, exactly, right there.
Well, there's a story behind that.
Pretty funny, isn't it?
There's a story behind that.
There's a story behind this.
Yes. So
this is going to be an hour-long video, right?
Yeah, probably so.
Okay.
I bought the car.
Should I get a chair?
In 2005. So that's when they still had the paper they stuck in the thing. They didn't have temporary plates.
Yes.
So I had those. I'd driven the car. I had the plates a year after I bought the car. Never put them on. I drove the car without plates for 20 years.
You rebel, you.
And I go, I'm not putting them on, whatever. So it looks new. No one's going to hassle me. They got that thing in the windshield.
Yeah, it looks like you just bought it
20
years ago.
So at some point, the smart people of California DMV said, you don't get that anymore because everybody's cheating on it. They tried to put like a number on them in 1 year. I go, I don't care. It's from the dealer. It's brand new.
Right.
So
if you get pulled over, you say, I got my temporary.
They look right there. And I got my insurance card.
It's faded. You can't really read it anymore and all that. The ink is like, from,
So at one point, they sent me.
My kid who was in college wasn't even born when you put this thing on here.
We got a new car or something, and they sent me a paper plate. And the law went into effect, a few years back, that's the temporary thing you get.
Correct.
And people started getting nervous. You can't drive that car without the temporary plate. And I go, all right, I'll put the plates on. And I had them in the car for 20 years.
All right.
Or the rear. I only put the rear one on just because.
Right.
So that's the story behind that. But I drove it for 20 years without. And when I say drive it wasn't driven that much.
All right. What made you buy this?
Another odd story with. I remember if you know that guy Adam Carolla. Me and Adam and my cousin went to an Aston Martin event.
What's your cousin's name?
Donnie.
Cousin Donnie.
Cousin Donnie. Everybody knows Cousin Donnie if you know Adam. And we went to an Aston Martin event, and they gave us bags of swag. And
What does swag stand for? Because the kids may not know
I
that.
don't know. You know, a bag of goodies.
Stuff we all get. You know that, right?
don't know.
Swag stands for stuff we all get.
I don't know. And a deck of cards was in there. I go, oh, cool. I got a deck of cards. So I'm sitting there during the intermissions or something of the runs, and I'm like flipping through the cards. Oh, yeah, look, there's a James Bond card. You're all, you know, a DB4, 5, 6. You know,
Do you still have this deck of cards?
I do. I forgot it. So I'm flipping through the deck of cards, and I stop at this. You know, I've seen DB7s before, and they had a picture of the DB7 GT.
That's what this is.
Right.
Okay.
So I go, what the hell? That's freaking gorgeous. What kind of car is that? And because I've seen the DB7s. They're kind of, you know, they're a little bit more plain Jane. And I started looking. At that point, I'd also recently cashed out of internet company, so I had loot. And at some point, I just started looking for the GT. I found some used ones, and I found this one out in San Jose. So I look at the pictures of it, and it's a black car with black interior, and the picture has yellow instead of gray. I go, and if you've looked at Aston Martins, they're all weird color schemes. And I go, I don't want a black Bumblebee yellow interior with black. And so, you know, a week goes by, I go, screw it, I'll just call them up. So I called them up, I started talking to them about the car, and it was a couple years old, but it was brand new. And they said, look, if you're interested in this car, we'll make you a deal.
I'm sure they would be after being on the lot for 2 years.
Yeah, for sure. I go, yeah, I just don't like the yellow interior. And they go, oh, it's not yellow, it's gray. I go, the picture looks Bumblebee yellow. And the lady says, they just took it in a really bad light. I go, well, you could have sold this car probably to 20 people because nobody wants a black and yellow interior except maybe some Russian dudes or something.
Do you have this original photo?
I don't think I do, unfortunately. Look, man, I'm not like you collecting and hoarding.
I save everything.
Yeah, you're collecting and hoarding because at some point your kids are going to have to deal with it. My kids aren't going to have to deal with anything because I'm using all the money and
1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Yeah.
That's how they're going to deal with it.
Yeah. So
all right, so not yellow but gray.
So it's gray, and I right there on the phone says, I'll give you $120,000 for the car.
And what was sticker?
160. And so they said, let me.
We have to check with the manager. Yes.
The guy, it was like they're laughing on the phone. We got some sucker that wants the DB7.
Did they like say, let me get your phone number just in case we get disconnected?
Exactly.
Right.
So
what was your name again?
Ultimately, they're sneaking around the phone laughing, and they go, yeah, if you like it, we'll take it.
This is a great looking car. It's just because there's a Bumblebee yellow interior. Everyone thought it was. That's why nobody wanted it.
And I'm going, how could you even put? It was such a freaking bad picture of the interior, and there was like 5 of them from the window, and they must have shot it under some like weird fluorescent lights with a flip phone camera or something. It was really bad. So I fly in on a $49 Southwest flight, have them pick me up at the airport, and they're telling me, oh, this car, the windows and the light. I'm going, look, man, I'm buying the car. I already know, you're going to sell. This is what I want. I want a car cover, and you have to have it trailered to my house because I don't want to drive it back from San Jose because I can't. I have to go back to work. So they said, okay.
Were you flying up there for the day?
I flew in for like 3 hours.
Oh. You...
don't tell my boss.
Yeah,
don't tell my boss that I flew in and flew out.
Jet setting to buy the car.
Yeah.
On Southwest.
On Southwest.
On Southwest, jet setting. You fly in, same day fly out. Yeah, that's luxury.
Yeah, and so we're having to, like, my hand's shaky writing a check because I don't, that's the largest purchase I've ever made besides a house. And write the thing in, and I start looking through the car.
You actually wrote out a check. I've done that before. You write out a check, and it's a lot of money, and you're like, oh man. Because you're used to writing out like $32 in the old days when they had checks. $32.86 to the gas company. Out here in California, it's literally called the gas company. Yeah, I'm not making that up. So you write all these checks, and then one day you buy a car, and you're like, the gas 0, 0, 0. 0.
I mean, give me a photocopy of it because I was so excited. But
that's right. This is pre-smartphone era.
Oh yeah. This was a little while ago, and I'm ready to take the car out, and I'm looking through everything. We're checking through everything. I go, hey, there's no goddamn spare tire. And they're like, oh, we'll get you one, we'll get you one. You know, so
Does
now
it
I'm
come
waiting
with one,
there.
or is it an option, or?
Apparently on the DB7s, it will fit in the boot, but the DB7 GT uses bigger tires, and it won't fit. So they go, the car's, we call the factory something, and they said that it doesn't come with a spare, it comes with a can of Fix-A-Flat.
I was about to say, I got my Fix-A-Flat can right around here
And
somewhere.
there's a little cardboard box with a can of Fix-A-Flat. And
Right.
you're going, okay, I guess I'm out of here then. Take me back to the airport. So
Seriously?
Yeah.
You're playing hardball on Fix-A-Flat?
No, I bought it. But to take me to the airport, I got to get back to work.
Oh, I thought you were like, no, I'm done.
No. I would have made them give me, order me a rim or something, but they didn't. They don't have it. So you get a can of $6 Fix-A-Flat that I'm sure is dried up already. So, that was kind of how I got it. But I fell in love with the car just looking at the picture and started looking online. And I go, I got to spend my internet loot. And that was basically it. And, asked my wife. She goes, hey, you earned that money. You should get something nice.
Wait, what year was this?
This was like 2005. And I remember walking around in San Jose going, oh my God, this car's too nice for me. I'm a hobo in a freaking Aston Martin.
It is too nice for you.
It is freaking way too nice for me.
All right.
No bad angles.
What's with these door locks?
The door locks, what do you mean?
These round door locks with like the hex key kind of thing in it. It doesn't look like a normal key.
We'll show you the key, and I have it here. We'll do a close-up of it. But
I think this would look good with murder black wheels on it.
I don't think so.
I think so. Yeah.
I don't think
black and black.
I'll get some spray
It's got
paint.
a little bit of a 2000 look to it. I think the Ferrari. I looked at making the Ferrari.
Yeah.
Where is it?
No,
It's not here.
no.
The Ferrari 360
I'm
with
waving you
black
off.
wheels. No.
The stylists at Aston Martin knew what they were doing, and be it far
In
from
the year
me.
2000, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, be it far from me to second guess anything that they've done, except a whole bunch of mechanical
We
stuff.
second guess everything. Why is is this fiberglass?
There's parts of this car that are plastic. I think the front fenders are. Mm-hmm. The trunk weighs about 60 pounds because
No. It's
there's
not metal.
You lift. I'm gonna pop it. You lift it.
It's got. What was that?
That's the European. We're opening your trunk latch alarm. Again.
And also
oh, wait a
woke
minute.
up 40 cats in the neighborhood. My neighbor's cats are coming
let
over
me
here
answer that
now.
question. It's a British car.
I think your struts need some work. Or
Well,
something.
It's the umbrella.
I'm singing in the rain.
It has I think it's a $250 optional golf umbrella.
How do you even get it out?
I don't know. I don't want to take it out because I don't know what'll break.
There we go.
Yeah, slide it out.
Ta-da! Look at that. Does it say Aston Martin on it?
I hope it does.
Should I hang it from the ceiling?
For $250, I hope somewhere it says Aston Martin. By the way, never been opened before.
It says it on the handle.
That makes it worth $300, I guess. I don't know.
I don't want to, because I'm destined to break. Oh, made in.
China, of course. Bangladesh.
No.
England?
Yes. Made in England.
Wow.
Much at that. How much horsepower has this thing got?
435 from a 6-liter.
435.
But it's
handful.
still underrated. I think it's conservative. This is what I consider a GTC, gentleman's touring car, not a GT car.
Do tell. What's the difference?
A GT car, I think, can be a little more brutal than this.
Really?
This is really docile. This is like, I could hand people Grey Poupon.
So isn't this the same? Isn't the same key as class as a 850 BMW or Porsche 928 or?
Yeah, I would say a little. Both of those are like lacking. But the 850 had 295 horsepower, 290, something like that.
It did have a little lower
The
horsepower.
928 wasn't much better than that. But
928 at the end of its
the S
life
version had S4, whatever that had some horsepower.
Was a worthy car.
Yeah, but this is really like, the Jag was the cousin, and the Jag I think made more horsepower than these with the supercharger.
That smells brand new.
It is scary. It's a scary leather interior.
Carbon fiber was from the factory.
Optional.
Optional from the factory.
$1,200.
That is the I just cashed in my the internet.com stock options.
Yeah, somebody, like I said, I'm going, what idiot ordered a black and yellow car? Yeah, it's a quality unit. The leather work is pretty good. It's had
So you
some-
like this car?
I like it. I don't even need to drive it. I could just look at it and be happy.
What don't you like about it?
Oh, there's a handful of things. One of them, the dealerships suck. So if you have a fancy car like this, I took it in one time for service because it had an oil leak. Can you imagine that? So they replaced the pan gasket, and then I didn't drive it for like a year. Fired it up, drove it. They replaced the pan gasket okay, but the power steering lines were left touching the header. So within 2 minutes of me backing out my driveway, I had 6 quarts of power steering fluid spraying everywhere, and towed it in. And the dealer, oh well, it's been too long. It's been a year. We can't,
We warranty our crappy work.
Crappy work. So that.
But they also showed that it had gone 1 mile, right?
Yeah. So they cut me some slack on the $2,500 service, which they replaced antifreeze, which they didn't fill up enough because the antifreeze light came on. So all that stuff. Otherwise, there's the standard ergonometrics of the dashboard's weird. Has the best steering wheel of any car I've ever had, but the steering wheel covers the dash warning lights. So if you have like a low coolant or something, all those lights light up. But where the steering wheel sits is blocked by the top of the steering wheel, so you can't really see any of them.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's an ingenious thing. They could have raised it just a little or lowered it a little or come up with a better display, but again, ask me why. British car.
It's a gentleman's car.
Yeah, it's a gentleman's sports car. Again, Grey Poupon.
Okay, I'll go get some Grey Poupon.
Let's do
go
it.
for a drive. Handle up here.
No, they don't expect you to look when you're having tea and crumpets or strumpets, whatever they're called. You're not reaching for the handles. But there's no digital anything really other than the speedo, miles per travel.
Whoa, jeez. Okay.
Yeah,
this is a blind corner.
Yeah, where else would you want to go fast? So but again, it's not like scaring you because you're going sideways around the corner. The traction control kicked in somewhere.
I saw the traction, felt the traction control kick in. Yes.
But you never run. It's like I can listen to a little Johnny Cash if I want to fire up and enjoy my day.
So is this good from 30 to 60, or is it good from?
It's a little heavy. It's a little heavy car. You're not not driving a lightweight Porsche by any means.
No.
But this is a car you want to drive to Monterey or something, and take on a cruise.
Right. So is this like an old man car then, or
yeah?
what?
Look. It's perfect for me because I'm old now, and
but you weren't when you bought it. So what's
I was,
say about
I was
you?
old when I was born. Right? What do you mean?
I told me to talk more smack. So
it's
hard to pick apart this car. It just feels very good. Like a fire extinguisher in the back. Aston Martin branded fire extinguisher.
They didn't give that to you.
It's a bad sign.
You paid for it. Yes, it is a bad sign. I think I've run this past the 150 mark.
I don't think I've ever been in a passenger seat in this section of road. Oh, there's a dental office there. Never looked there.
It's nice being the dog in the passenger seat. I love looking out the window and stuff.
That's right. All right, so why don't you drive this more often then? I was under the cover for I
was poor for a long time, and at some point I got the word, goes, you should start enjoying the stuff that you have. So got it registered, and then it rained for a week, and then it got COVID, then
Yeah.
So now I'm back on it. Plus, that's a pain in the ass to get out of my garage. So
there's something to be said about driving a Suburban or an Excursion that you just don't. You go to the store, you don't worry about putting stuff in the trunk. You don't worry about it being stolen. You don't worry about door dings and stuff like that.
My wife likes it when I drive the Excursion on steroids.
What does that mean exactly?
You know that expression, don't drive angry?
Yeah.
You're predisposed to driving angry.
I see.
And nobody really messes with you. You're in the diesel.
No.
You're just rolling. Kids doing it in the street.
Yeah, exactly.
Some of the kids. Gotta burn the gunk out of the car.
I've not very good passenger.
No, you know what I feel like? Except, here's one thing I'll say. Brakes work good, seatbelts work good.
Yeah, it says airbag here, so I'm feeling a little confident, right? But yeah, wait till Ivan pulls back the footage from that last run.
Oh, we're a little early.
Here comes my fluffer doggy. Look at that face. Hi. I'm back and I'm alive.
We're both alive.
Wait till you see the footage of my face when he floored it. So, yeah, I do not make for a good passenger.
Well,
Smells like coolant again, man. I'm telling you.
It's a British car.
Why don't you? I'll give you a couple bottles of Evian. No, not Voss. What this thing? What this thing?
know.
There's no such thing as British water, is there?
I mean, British petroleum, but I don't know about the water.
Water. You never hear like, yeah, bottled in Leighton,
Chichester,
Birmingham,
in Warwickshire,
Buckinghamshire, Buckinghamshire water.
Yeah, coolant. Recommended only coolant. Haveline, something.
Yeah, I'll just give you a couple of cans of liquid death, and you can pour liquid death into the car.
And I'm going, oh yeah, so that's just regular GM Dexcool.
It looks a little dated with the silver. I think if you put the black wheels on it, it's got one of those classic designs. I'm not going to say it's like the 360, but it has a similar design to the 360. It's aged well. It looks like it could be a new car if you put the black wheels on it.
20 years old.
How about dark gray? You make a compromise? Dark
I would go dark gray wouldn't be bad. But yeah, it's 20 years old.
How heavy is this thing?
Heavy.
Feels heavy. Yeah.
It is probably
4,000, 5,000 pounds.
I would get you busting the 4,000 mark. It's not, it's got a large 12-cylinder, all aluminum, but it's got, heavy components. It's British, so, there's probably some British. But then I think front fenders are plastic. The deck is probably plastic, even though that umbrella weighs 20 pounds.
And what is the GT versus the regular again?
This is the last production, I guess, special model they made. So it has like some aerodynamic cues that are different, like the little spoiler in the back, teeny spoiler.
Okay.
The front grill's different.
Okay.
Brakes are off a DB9-ish.
Okay.
Engine makes like another 20 horsepower.
Okay.
A few things like that. There's some suspension bracing in the back, but otherwise it's pretty close to DB7. Headlights, again, no bad angles for me. How often does that happen?
Like a Ferrari 575 a little bit from
Yeah,
the front. But better looking. Aston Martin, hands down, makes pretty much modern day the best looking cars. The Rapide is the best looking four-door car ever made.
Everybody's got their opinion, Wayne, and we don't suppress opinions here unless we do.
No. All right, sounds good,
All
Sandy.
right. Let's get on the next one.
Still smells like coolant. All right, Sandy, that was pretty good, right?
Great videos today, Wayne.
All right, remember, if you want more, please hit the subscribe button. We'll keep going.
Don't forget to mash the like, too.
Mash the like button. Yeah, I think it's down here.